face, show your smile. Great Sunday. Okay, bunch of people out there. Okay, thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate your time to be here. And do anyone realize that already 3 weeks in this month has gone? Just now we are talking about a happy new year, huh? Already 3 weeks have gone. All right, first, thanks for being here. And today we're going to talk something about what is our topic today? Do you know the topic?
Project planning.
Project planning. God, man. Do we need a planning for a project?
Definitely.
All right, great. That's a good motivation to say that, yes, we need it. Great. More people will join. Meantime, just to check with the people here. Is anyone here close to the exam? Saying that a few weeks, few days, you're close to the exam already. Already have a date in your mind. Approximately 2026, I'll do the exam.
Hi, Shri.
2026. Shri, in my next government forms, I'll write the exam. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing Nitish puts his hands up there. Nitish, what's the time there?
It's
Yeah,
4
I'll come to
p.m.
you. I'll
IST.
come to. Hey. Yeah, Nitish. When is the exam you said?
It's on 27th, this Saturday.
27th. Next week. Woo.
Yeah,
Next week, by this time, you are PMP certified. Is this correct, Nitish?
yes, that is correct.
All right, that's good. Good, Nitish. So, how is it now? Comparing to last week, I think we spoke last week. So,
Yes.
being one more week with you,
Mhm.
final touch, what you are doing now?
So, for now, I am just in the middle of like gap analysis for my third mock which I gave. Almost 60, 70 questions are remaining. And once it is done, I would be jumping on some pointers which you have shared with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
that's the goal as of now. Yeah.
Very good. Nice to know. Are you taking some off from your work? Few days of leave?
Yeah, this entire week, I'll be off from the
That's
work.
great. Beginning of the year, first month, was it easy to take a leave, take holidays? Are they allowed?
Yeah, it was pretty hard, but yeah, I had to
Okay.
give some or the other reason, to
You
get
framed a
this.
story. You framed a
Yes,
story. Oh my
yes.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I won't ask what story it is, okay? When you read PMP, your imagination, story creation comes up better. You know that?
Yeah, visualization basically.
All right, good. But at least once you clear, you have to tell that you're certified along with your story.
Yeah, I will have to just mold it somehow to,
Molded, huh?
yeah.
Okay. I think that comes sometime easily. But again, I appreciate the time you took there now. Next 1 week, I would not tell very crucial because it is a fine to stay in the rhythm where you are. Sometimes we feel that last 5 days I have to push hard. I would say that don't do that. Be natural. Because the 2 months, what you did, you have set up a discipline of waking up. You have found the method of reading and you have found what all your distractions and get away from that. This is all you did already. So
Yes.
your brain is in the track now. Sometimes when you even, do you drive car? You drive car?
No.
No. Okay. Have you been
No.
in the car when somebody driving?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when the car is moving in a good speed, when the signal post is coming, you will not accelerate close to the signal post. What you do is you make the vehicle neutral and the vehicle keep moving. Have you observed it?
Correct.
They
Yes,
keep
yes.
moving, which means your vehicle has a weight. It is on the track. It is in the motion. Just leave it, it will go. Only you have to apply the brake near the signal. Okay.
Understood.
If you follow signal, by the way, that line I have to mark it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
In some places we don't follow signal. Message here is what you did is a fine. Why I'm saying don't stress this. The last 4 or 5 days, don't try to learn any new topics. Whatever you learned, it should stay with you and make a confident yourself that you know things. How to make yourself confident is you have to do self-talk to yourself. Yes, I know certain things. It's not only for Nitish, for everyone here. What I used to do when I was preparing is after dinner, usually the last 1 week or 10 days after dinner, what I do is I walk for at least a few minutes. While walking, I'll create a story of a project is getting approved. After getting
Uh-huh.
approved, what should be done first? Okay, it should be something like charter should be created. If it is an agile project, those days it was not agile projects, it was on predictive model. So after charter, what should be done? This should be done, this should be done, this should be done. I will have some imagination of characters and work. I will really talk for 30 to 40 minutes to myself about the whole flow of the project. When I
Uh-huh.
did this for a few days of time, the story start developing. I started talking about the risk. I have started talking about assumptions. So the self-talk, like in the movie industry, they do this. In sports, they do this. Let's not worry about movie industry, which is not healthy. Let's talk something about sports industry. In sports, they use it as a self-talk, what they're going to do in the ground. Now, I'm putting all
Uh-huh.
these messages. Last 1 week, you should not be too much into question answering, too much into book reading, rather recollecting the information and looking ourselves how strong we are. Right?
Correct.
If you can do
Uh-huh.
that next few days, along with what I was said about the people domain, agile,
Uh-huh.
and few more bullet points I given to you, please follow that. That's sufficient for you.
Yes. Sure. Sure, Sri.
All
Thank you.
right. So Nitish PMP is ready. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Darshana is very much excited. Let's see what's happening here. What happened, Darshana? How is it?
Hi, Shri.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I'll put you spotlight. Mm-hmm.
I have my exam tomorrow, so
Yeah, that's why spotlight for you now. Little more. Let's make her. Oh God, huh? Okay, tomorrow is your
so
exam. So,
yeah,
mm,
just I'm prepared, I know, but I'm still
mm,
very scared. That's what.
it happens. Scared for what?
Uh, Two things. I should be able to manage within time. I have
Mhm,
like all my mocks. I have been somehow, but I have. And the second thing is I should use the right technique of using right answers,
mm,
which
mm,
also to some extent I have developed. But it just
mm,
exam. I mean, I might be going to exam center. I don't know. After I've been working for like last 10, 12 years, so. Uh,
mm.
so that's
Okay,
it. Yeah,
the
yeah.
fear is there. The
Yeah, yeah.
exam fear should be there. If no fear, we will not follow a discipline. So, first thing, good wishes and believe yourself that you are Darshana PMP. Okay, that's the first thing we have to do. As I point out, feel the fear. However, you have to do it. Okay, this is what the all achieving people do. Any people on the stage, they have this fear. When I say stage, have you seen stage
Yeah.
performers? They come on the stage, they speak, they dance, they sing song. I remember some of the top achieving people, they spoke to them. When I go to the stage, I have that fear. I can see the shivering within me. But I keep saying to myself, feel the fear, however, do it. When millions of people don't get an opportunity to stand on the stage, I got it. So I will do it. So when millions of people don't even know what is called PMP, when thousands of people in management don't even know how to do this, when you got this opportunity, it's a great thing. Now just be there, be natural on what you are, allow your conscious mind to think. That is sufficient. You will do the job. However, you have done a groundwork. When I say groundwork, how many full exams you have done?
4.
Oh, very good. And you did a good analysis of all the questions already. Very good. And how is your confidence with Agile?
Agile is good. Agile,
Very good.
rather initially when I started, because my background doesn't really resonate with Agile, so
Hmm.
I rather give more weightage studying Agile
Agile. Very good.
repetitively again, because story, I used to think like what story is like, why they're even term making a term like story, like I used to make feel
Yeah.
like why it's like something kids type, sorry, my interpretation. But
Yeah, makes
even
sense.
yeah,
Hmm.
eventually now I'm more into, because I read so much. I must have read APG 4 times, uh,
Wow.
because
That's
I continuously and have a habit. If I'm at a
mm.
page chapter 4 and if it gets a big gap, I'll
Hmm.
start reading again and then I'll finish until the end. So because of which I read APG itself like 3 4 times. Rita I read twice, but
Nice. Huh?
Rita I have like second time I read in a very like I won't say high
Okay.
level, but the points which I had highlighted for the first time.
Got you.
So
Got you.
yeah,
Good, Darshana. I think you've done a good groundwork. Which month batch, Darshana, you are?
I am from April batch. last
Yep.
year's. But I
That's
have
fine.
started actually
Don't ever
taking
feel
my
about that. We start late. Don't ever feel about it.
no,
It's fine.
I mean, I really wanted to say this maybe after I pass, but what happened? I think December first week, Sunday lectures I attended, and
Okay.
I saw Madhvi. I think she passed, and the way she
Ah,
explained the whole planning of hers, I'm like,
motivated.
okay, I think
Okay.
I literally resonated everything. I have got
Okay.
my own
Let's
board.
pull her
I
also inside. Madhavi,
I
you are the
have
spotlight. Huh?
I stuck all papers, all
Okay.
formulas. I keep
Mm,
checking.
mm.
Wrote literally wrote on the top of my board, Darshana
Okay.
PMP, which I keep seeing every day, every morning,
Nice.
telling myself, that it
That's a
is. But I
strong
am too
motivation.
scared. I'm too scared. I mean, how should I tell you?
So let's
Even
let's
now,
ask
I'm feeling the weightage, and my hands are.
let's ask Madhavi. Madhavi, what to do there when she's feared?
No, she is not. She's ready. I've been telling her. I'm in touch with her.
Mm,
Darshana is someone, she's in touch with me even before booking the exam. The day she booked her
okay.
exam date, she
Okay.
messaged me. So our
Good enough.
journey continues. She's ready. Only that little fear. Tomorrow we'll hear very soon, Darshana PMP.
That's good. That's good. Super.
And
All
I
right.
like the idea that, she's one of those people. She got this
Mm,
idea, which I stuck on the wall, right? All the
mm,
assignments. But
mm,
she didn't do the assignments on the wall. She got a whiteboard. And
mm,
every day she would go and write things on the board. And
mm.
in bold, it's written Darshana PMP already on a board.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
That's good.
now when I look at the board, what I did, what all I mean, of course, I created the table, the
Mm,
Kanban board, but my board is big one I bought maybe, so I had space. So whatever topics
mm,
I felt like I'm not knowing, I keep writing the bullets. Touch wood, I
mm.
don't have wood close by, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
whenever I
Understand.
see any topic, I
Mm,
know, like I used to be like value stream mapping or
mm.
different types of these methodologies or terminologies. I was, because it's not used in my organization, so I
I
was not
see.
very familiar. Now don't ask
Mm.
me, but I know the gist,
Yeah, I
everything, I mean,
understand.
that's
I
it.
understand.
so,
So
so
it
that
is something like
happened.
a parking lot. You put all the title, whichever you
Yes.
want to read, and you go back and read it.
Yeah, I
That's
because
that's
it's
a good
stuck
idea.
to wall, so I just go and write it every time I read it, and I go back
That's
now.
good.
I'm studying, I'm looking at it. Okay, the word is there, I know the
Okay.
meaning, which
Okay. In
is
that, you also have a breakfast, lunch to be taken. You take it on time.
the first thing I'll do after exam is clear, I'll sleep. I might
Sleep,
not
huh?
have taken even 6 hours sleep, but it's like my
Okay.
mind, I just
Okay.
wake up.
All
So
right. Let me not put too much of a load on you right now because you're going for exam. Let's not do too much now.
yeah.
First, a good thing. Thanks, Madhavi, by the way, for helping people there.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming back to Darshana here. Darshana, quick check with you. You checked your ID cards.
Yes.
Is everything good with your spelling and the space? If you have a first name, last name. Yep.
Hmm.
Which city you're writing your exam?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Very good. So in Mumbai, the whiteboard sales gone high. You know that? Because of you or Madhavi. Okay. Okay, Mumbai. So you're going to the center. Are you aware of the center?
Yes, yes.
Where it,
I visited the
very,
center.
very good. Nice. And the third one is when you go to the center, be aware that they ask you to put a signature in a slip. They take a digital picture and then they give you a locker key and you have to deposit all your belongings in the locker, which means you're not allowed to carry mobile, watch, wallet, or any jacket over you. It's not allowed. I believe Mumbai should be cold, warm. What is the situation now?
Not as
Not
cold,
moderate.
normal.
Okay. 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 If it is cold, fair enough. Wear something full sleeve so you don't feel the chillness. Usually, people in the exam hall, and the amount of a pressure, they start feeling the coldness. The body blood doesn't support them. So they
Hmm.
wear the full sleeve. When they wear a full sleeve, you are supported. Okay. It's one other thing. And once you have to deposit all the thing, your brain, your dress, only two things allowed inside a room. Rest all to be thrown outside the locker there.
Hmm.
And carry something to eat in the break. You
Yeah.
get a break of 2 breaks, you'll get it. 10 minutes, you know the break. After 60 questions, you get a break. Your timer will pop up. It'll ask you a question, would you like to go for the break? When you click yes, then your timer will pop up. You say yes, a 10 minutes timer will run. Walk out. I would say, please take a break. After
Hmm.
60 questions, please take a break. come out, drink water, utilize washroom, and have something to eat. Maybe fruits, good for you. I usually recommend some chocolates or orange juice, which needs a glucose to the body. Your brain needs a glucose. Glucose level increase your body better. So do that. And then come back early. Don't spend too much of time, because when you come back, there could be again a validation. At least country in Asia, they do again validation. Some countries, they don't do the validation, they allow you inside. In some countries, the rules are very strict. They do the validation again, which means they check your ID card again, the process. It can consume 2-3 minutes of time. So be prepared on this area. It's a very usual procedure, but when you see this the first time, it'll be a little, wow, what these guys are doing. So for that reason, be prepared. That's it. Rest all your brain, first 20 questions, you will be in a conscious mode. Rest 160 questions, you will go in subconscious mode. What does it mean is 20 questions, you will have that anxiety, fear while answering. Your brain is thinking too much. After 20 and 25 questions, what will happen is your brain start processing whatever it has learned in the last few months. And what will happen is it will go to the subconscious mind. You will start answering automatically. You get to that auto mode. First 20 questions, be okay. Don't feel scared, man, I'm running slow, I'm reading too much. It's okay, because your brain is conscious. After some time, it goes to subconscious. So this, if you understand it, you will be relaxed in the exam hall. And be prepared. Exam will have a lot of people and agile questions, highly asked. That's why I asked you, are you prepared on agile? I believe you did a good job so far.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah. So, Shri, yeah.
Fantastic. Do a good job. And let me not put too much pressure now. I'll remove from your spotlight. So you're also renewed now. Do well. And let's talk about this tomorrow. In between, you have any doubts, please reach out anytime. We'll be happy to help you.
Sure. Thank you.
Amazing. Let's wish her with a success. And anyone else getting for the exams of a PMP or PMI-ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner here? Okay. Do I have some people new here who joined recently for the PMP classes, batch of January 2024? Do you have new people here recently? Oh, not much, surprisingly. People are there. Oh, okay. First time you join this kind of session on Sundays?
No. This is
You've
third
been there.
time actually.
Third time, man. Then you're not a new guy. Okay. Why the reason this class is happening? For some of you are not aware of it. Some of you watching this recording in YouTube. This is to give a motivation to the people that getting to the examination. PMP is not the tough exam. But at the age of 30s and 40s, when you're busy at your office work, family, you need some sort of guidance. You need some sort of a push. That can happen within friends here. If you watch out, we heard today Madhavi. So every batch we get some people coming up and stepping up, helping until they have time. After which they get busy and another person will come. It's like a chain. When you clear the exam, you come forward and say what I did, and you may help a couple of more people. But the message here is, it's not a tough exam, but you need to spend some time, need some guidance. So we work out on classes regularly, which is on Saturday and Sunday. Apart from this, we do something on Sunday. Sunday we call as the QA session, or sometimes we call as a Sunday prayers. Sunday prayers. The thing is, we meet and we talk about how things are going. A simple motivation, a couple of question answering, a small topic discussion. It makes you to feel you're alive. It makes you to feel I'm connected with the community. Of course, today you met some names, some faces. These people are available in the WhatsApp group. You will reach out to them, ask some questions. I think this is what going to help you. On top of this, you will also get some tips how they cleared the exam or how they approach the exam. For example, Madhavi is PMP certified at least a month before. Am I right, Madhavi? A month before or more than a month?
Yes, 7th December.
You remember the date. You put the date on the board somewhere clearly. You remember it. Very good. And she is willingly joining here to help and talk with people. It's again one of the way of helping until she gets a time. Of course, she gets busy on the other work. It will pull her, right? So I would encourage people to come forward as you get certified, help each other as you get time. Don't force yourself. But one thing I found in the last few years while doing this kind of programs, leadership and growth is not individual. You have to grow as a family. You have to grow as a friends. You have to grow as a group. Then only you can grow better. If not, we'll disappear in some time. Okay, we'll pause here. Any questions here before I go to the subject? Anyone have a question related to exam?
Hi, Shri.
Yep.
Actually,
Actually, I'm getting around between the range 55 to 70%, and I'm thinking to go for the exam in Fab end.
Very good.
So,
Very good, Anil.
but I
Anil, when
haven't touched the full mark.
So when you say this is a score from which examination?
This 40 questions and 60 questions.
Nice. Let me understand a little about your background. How many years of experience, Anil, you have?
11.
11 years. Do you have Agile in your industry?
No, it's completely predictive.
Predict. Very good. So process-related questions you should be comfortable in answering.
Yes.
Very good. Where you are struggling? Where is your struggle area?
Sometimes it's like the sequence when they ask, no, it's confusing. Like there are two options for the which is close. So sometimes I get it right. Sometimes most of the times I
Possible.
get it wrong.
Okay. Okay. So question reading is the gray area. Subject-wise, you are clear. Is my
Yes.
understanding correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep up this analysis. It's not only you, Anil. If I ask the same question in this group, let me ask a question. How many of you are struggling like what Anil said? Last two choices, you struggle hard.
I
At
am
least two
struggling.
people. Many people, right? So there are many people. So Anil, you're part of expert group, WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Are you conversing on your doubts with the team there?
No.
No, you are a spectator, stands in the crowd, clapping hands. Fine. If you stand in the crowd, that's
Like
fine.
that.
Are you at least watching the match?
Yes.
Are you? Okay, that's important. You should not be somewhere else, right? You're watching the match in the group. You are seeing the conversation of other people. If you can see the conversation of other people, also you learn. One. Another way is the purpose of creating the expert group is conversing within the people. So bring up those questions and ideas. Doesn't mean somebody PMP certified only have to help there. We are all grown up, adult. We know what to do. When you understand a topic, you will converse it. When somebody asks a question, you can help. When you ask a question, someone will help. It's called expert. Expert doesn't mean somebody comes from the alien. So point here is, Anil, please utilize that group, do that job, and
Okay.
answering your question for the confidence level. February last week you're going for exam. Is this correct, Anil?
Yes, I'm thinking for that only.
Very good, nice, good decision. Now have you completed reading the book?
Yes, completely.
Nice, very good. Which book you completed reading?
Rita, a few of the chapters I've read twice or thrice, like schedule, stakeholder, and agile practice guide. I think twice.
Very good, nice to know. So now what you do here is what you read is good twice or thrice. Now one area you have to work out is gray area. Even though you say question reading is a problem, many times subject base also will have a trouble. Some gray areas will be there. For example, vendor management. Maybe we have not done it in our life. It could be a trouble area. Or there could be a place of risk understanding. Many people have confusion between risk and change, or risk, change, and the issue log. They have not done it. They have not done it in real life. Even they done it, it is not exactly called as issue log. So they have that confusion. So if you have those gray areas, I like the way Darshana said, she put those points in the whiteboard. I believe you should have something like that, at least a white paper, note down somewhere.
Yes.
And those areas, reread it and see if those questions come up there next time you are solving properly. And that's called gray area understanding, analyzing, and again re-evaluating when you take the next exam. The more you analyze better, score starts improving. Now, without analyzing, if you take exam, maybe from 55%, you will get 56%. That's not improvement. That's not improvement. Some people think that if I do more exams, I'll improve. Yes, you will. Without analyzing, it will not help. So see if you're analyzing well and you can improve. And start your 180 questions paper at least by February 10th. If February 25 is your exam, at least February 10th, you should start your 180 questions.
Okay.
Got it? Clear?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
So which country, which city you are, Anil?
Noida, India.
The way you look like, I thought you were sitting in Canada.
No.
You are the one, right, with the hoodie sitting now.
Yeah, it's cold here.
Only eyes are visible like Eskimo. I thought then you are from Canada, summer -40.
No,
All right,
it's
good.
cold
Enjoy
here.
that. Enjoy. So
Yeah.
it's 0 degree there in Noida?
No, it's around 8 degree.
8 degree. Okay, enjoy. Okay, enjoy the weather. Good weather. Nice. All right, guys, then let's get to the subject there. Let me check if no one has a question. If you have a question, please put your hands up. Then let's go to something called project planning. First, thanks a lot for people in the camp. It gives a good mindset to see the people, right? Ananya, something. Hey, Ananya, what do you have?
Hi, Shri. I just have one question regarding the timing for the questions in the exam. So, is there a certain time limit defined for the first 60 set of questions? As you said that when we start solving the questions, our conscious mind will not allow you to solve the question quickly. So, is there any time limit within which we should solve the first 60 question before going to the next set of questions?
That's a good ask. First, understand a little background. 180 questions is given with 230 minutes, which is close to 4 hours. 240 minutes makes 4 hours. Now, when they set this question paper, if you understand it properly, this question paper is not set for one particular country. It is set for 200 plus countries. In 200 plus countries, at least 70% of the countries don't have a good English language. 70 to 80%. Yeah. Even though British flag was in all the places, when it comes to reading the question, people have a struggle. So question paper, how they set up is, a question paper can be done in at least 180 or 200 minutes. They give at least a 30 minutes grace time when they set the question paper. They don't explicitly mention it, but that's how the question paper will be set. A person with a good language ability can solve the question in 180 to 200 minutes. That's what they can do. Okay. However, they give that time, 30 minutes, which means the question paper is set with a broad mind. You can use more time. Okay, this is the idea. Now let's go to the question paper. When they give 230 minutes, and that too, it's a project management professional exam, they don't want to indicate that this many minutes you have to take for a question. They leave it free. It is up to us, personal wish, to decide how long I want to take and utilize this exam. For example, if I don't like this exam, I can stay in the first question, one question, for 230 minutes. No one will come and ask me. I can just open the question, stand there. For example, I don't like this exam. I'm hating this exam. You don't like some political party, some movie stars. You can show the protest in the exam hall. If you don't pay the fee. Yeah, if somebody pays a fee, I can go do the protest in the exam hall. Okay. Now come to the point. If you do questions in exam, if you come to 60th question, your 60th question can be reached in 70 minutes on average, 80 minutes, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, 110 minutes. This is the average I have seen. A poor reader goes up to 110 minutes. A good reader goes to 65 to 70 minutes. Extreme. Okay. See why you're telling this time. The reason is when you come to 60 questions, when you come to 60th question, the time is 80 minutes done. You no need to measure. You know that that's an average. That is what you practice in ShriLearning. Now, how do you know this? As you rightly asked, when I'm very involved in the exam, I don't know how time is running. In front of you, there is a timer running. That timer starts with 230. What is 230? 230 minutes. And it starts deducting down. A number starts running in front of you. 229, 228. It starts going down. Let's take an example. Ananias in the exam hall, you took 60 questions. You have consumed 90 minutes. Okay, 90 minutes. From 230, if you deduct 90, what should be the number? Tough mathematics. You need a formula calculator. 140. 140. Yeah, I know we don't usually deduct. I will go only addition. So 140. Now, when I'm doing this exam, if you or me in the exam hall, if I come to 60th question, when I see that comes close to 140 or 150, my brain knows that I'm coming close to my timeline. Now I have to close it, right? So if you have a mindset of 90 minutes for the first slot, if you use 90 minutes for the first slot, balance how much we have? 140. I have 2 slots now. So I should divide equally 70 and 70. But it won't go exactly what you think. It will go up, down. A good reader can complete in 70 minutes, that's 60 questions. If they do in 70 minutes, how much of balance time will be there? 230 minus 70?
160.
160. So 160 makes you to use 80, 80. It's possible. Okay, now answering your question directly, there is no limit to PMI sets. It is our understanding how to go for it. So my recommendation is first slot, utilize 80 or 90 minutes. From 230, it will come close to 140, 150. There, be aware, I have to stop. Right? Next 2 slots, you don't measure. It will work automatically. Only the first slot only you have to measure. Next 2 slots, your brain got used. You know how to answer, what is the speed you have to run. And usually I see people in the last slot, they hurry up. That too, in the last slot, your brain got more activated towards PMI model because you answered 120 questions. You know the pattern, you start reading faster. Usually last slot needs only 55 to 65 minutes. So first you need more, last you need less, in between the moderate. So 2 questions to be answered to you. One is, there is no specific time PMI says. The second one is, you have a timeline 90, 70, 70, or you plan accordingly. Got it?
Thank you.
Okay, before I go, let's address Darshana. Yes, Darshana.
Yeah, Shri, I just have one. I mean, that's what I follow. So I technically make my mind ready for the first 60 questions. I know I can go up to 80, 90, but I keep myself prepared with the mindset that by 70 minutes I'll finish. So even if it takes 80, 85, I'm not panic because I know I have 20 minutes. But if my mind is already like, okay, I have 90 minutes, so maybe, I mean, psychologically maybe, so I try to keep my mind ready for 70. I'll try to achieve, and then I have some buffer time. So like mind, because it's first 60 questions, and even ShriLearning's all questions, mocks. First exam, first 60 are very tough. As you said, last 30, 40 questions are even shorter questions, not very brief. So you just give answers too faster actually.
Okay.
So
No,
I don't know if that
sense.
helps, but maybe you can prepare your mind for 70 minutes maybe, and then even if it takes 10-15 minutes extra, it will not make you feel like, oh, you're really like losing out or something.
Makes sense. And keep one thing in mind, there is something called a review, which you have to do when you cross your 60 questions. If you mark 2-3 questions for review, you will have time to review. Don't mark too many questions for review, then it'll be tough for you. You cannot chase with the time. So have 2-3 questions. If rest of the question you don't understand, I don't understand. It's okay. Keep moving. One mindset I expect people going to the exam, don't think all the questions you will answer correctly. That is not needed also. PMI has not said that what is a pass mark, but there is an assumption 60 to 70%, 65% is a passing score. Let's imagine 60. Out of 180, 60 means how many questions? Out of 180, 60% means how many questions will come?
Around 108.
108, 110 questions. Let's keep 110 questions. Out of 180 questions, 110 questions can be correct, which means 70 questions you can do mistakes. Can do mistakes, don't take it as a should do mistakes. There's a difference between can and should. So it means in every slot you can make at least 15-20 questions can go wrong. It's completely fine. If you try to be super perfect, you make a lot of mistakes. Agree yourself, yes, mistakes can happen. Let's keep going. But don't do all 180 questions wrong. It's relax, man. Okay, no, come on, guys. Let's keep inky, pinky, ponky, father, dada, danky. Don't click like that. Read carefully, but don't too much strain. Be natural, because you prepared for 2-3 months, your brain starts working. Yeah. All right. Good, Darshana. Thanks for those inputs. Let me stop here. Then I get to the subject. Okay, let's get to the subject now. I'll bring something on next 25 minutes. We'll spend here. Planning projects. First question to you. I heard from the team members here, planning is very important in project. Do you think every project needs planning? Every project needs a planning.
Yes.
Yeah, that's obvious, right? Yes, very good. Now let's understand a little bit about the background of why I have to do that. Before that, let's understand about the human being. What's the big difference between a human being and other animals around us? What is the big difference?
Thinking capacity.
Thinking capacity. Thinking on what?
Planning something and we execute. They will
Okay,
do
very good.
then and there.
Very good, very good. Since it's a planning topic, you easily connected, right? Yeah,
Yes.
got it. I like the way you said. The point here is the big difference of a human being is memory power, recollecting from the past. You know that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
The greatest thing of a human being is memory power, recollecting from the past. And this past data help you to forecast. Can I say like that? Forecast.
Yes.
Yes.
Human being is different from animal is we can memorize and we can recall the memory and we can forecast. That is how you and other animal are different. That is why animal are in the same state. Even though you do something to them, the animal will come next day to you with a love and care because they don't know you are the idiot fellow who did this stuff yesterday. They cannot remember it. Even though they remember, will be mild memory. For some animal like a dolphin or maybe like a chimp or maybe like an elephant can remember something, not like to the extent of what we do. But don't think every human have this. Unfortunately, we have elephant animal also in our office. Let's come back to the human being. Now, why we are talking about that stuff is planning is something very good for a human being. At the same time, it should be done in a day-to-day job what we do. If not, you go to the level of animal where they don't know what to do. Now, planning is important, but what to do there? Let's understand some factors on this. Now, if I go a little more down, let's start with a question to see how your brain is thinking on this area. Now, there is a question. Read it calm and give me 2 answers for this question. Try in your chat box. Even you are wrong, it's completely fine. Try it out. Okay, I'm start seeing answers coming up. It's one of the bit tougher question. Okay, I understand this question is a bit tougher, but the ultimate aim of this question is to make you to think what is important in the planning. Now, let me ask this question. In this answers, which one you feel doesn't make sense with the question by elimination?
C.
Okay. Engaging with in negotiation for more resources. Okay, I see that this is eliminated. Any other item you feel doesn't make sense?
E.
First one. A.
A can be eliminated. Review the bounds of negotiations for stakeholders. Okay, this can be eliminated. All right, so I'm seeing majority of them going with the answer as a B and D or B and E. Okay, now let's understand little on the question parameter, what they're trying to say. A key stakeholder, the word is a key here, voices a concern during the planning. So in a project, do you participate in the planning only in the beginning stage or planning can happen later also? What is your thought?
Throughout the project, it can happen.
Anytime? Very good. Any project like predictive model or adaptive model, planning can happen later. When you do planning, it could be replanning, adjustments, something could happen. When I say planning, it could be on the resources, it could be on the material, it could be on some time, cost, or any parameters. Now, the question is about the available resources or educate. The question is educate. Do we have educate one to meet the objective? That's a question somebody asked. Who is this key stakeholder? We don't know. at this point. It could be a sponsor, it could be a PMO, it could be a senior manager, it could be your team member. Someone is asking. Now, what you're doing here is, after further discussion about the requirements and the number of resources identified, when you say resources identified, this is identified based on the planning which we did sometime early. In project management, you make a plan. The reason for making a plan is to understand how long it will take to complete. When you say how long, without knowing how much of resource needed, you cannot tell how long. Are you with me on this? When you don't know the resource availability, when I say resource, human, material, equipment, if I don't know its availability, it will also impact my time of planning. Is this true? Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the project manager is hesitant about the original plan. Look at here, original plan. So message here is, a plan which is made in a project doesn't mean it's a concrete. But Shri, we got a signature from the customer, baseline. Yeah, it is okay. But you can review it, you can change it, which means planning is important, we understood, but doesn't mean planning is always a concrete. It can change. Why? Because we didn't understand properly, or a situation can change, it can happen. Now the question is, 2 steps should the project manager do? Should, this you have to do. Should. When you read an exam question, watchfully read what is the situation here. The situation is, now try to put an imagination. There is an imagination. There is a power plant. Project is happening. This power plant, they made a plan, original plan, which should be completed in 2025. Now, some key people from the government authorities came in, they do the plan analysis. They say that, guys, look like you people don't have enough resources. What kind of resource? Could be human, could be material, could be equipment, anything. Now you're relooking yourself, what's happening here? But relooking doesn't mean you look at the plan only. You look at the requirement and then you plan. Now you start looking at something somewhere went wrong. Now you have to make something here. This is the most tough question. Okay, easily you can't find the answer. Now elimination technique will help. One thing you said, engaging in negotiation for more resource. Why we thought this is a wrong one? Anyone want to comment? Why you thought it's wrong? Doesn't make sense.
There is
Why?
no specific thing like more need of resource to negotiate. Just they have
Okay.
mentioned available resource.
But we understood, right? Adequate resources not there. Why don't we make a fight?
First, we need to know what is not there.
Okay. Okay. So that's why we're going with
Sponsor
simply.
is, the key stakeholder is not sure that the resources are educate. It might be educate, but he is of the opinion that it might not be educate. So without understanding properly about that situation, we shouldn't go for the negotiation of the resources.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I like that. All right. Now, let me show the answer. Okay. With the answer, we'll do some discussion. What are the answers you're getting here? You're getting
C and E.
C and E. Now, why C and E? So the question is, which 2 steps should the project manager take next? Let's understand some information on this. In this case, the stakeholders concern. I'm going to mute some of you to arrest the background sound. Okay. So now, in this case, the stakeholders' concern should be researched before any action can be taken. I think I heard this point correctly from the team here. First, we have to research it, understand it. Once the project manager has determined the correct number of type of resources for the project, then they should use negotiation skills to achieve the proper support for the work for the project. Now, in this, they're saying 2 answers. One is E, one is C. First, let's understand the correct one. Then let's see why other things are wrong. Re-evaluate the project objectives, review the planned activities, and recalculate the resource need. Do anyone thought this is a logical thing to be done when the original plan is not working? Did anyone thought about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense, right? When the original plan doesn't go well, I think this is what you do in a power plant. When a project manager is sitting there, when somebody says, hey, this is happening, after checking the requirement, the word re-evaluate should come. So in the planning stage or when execution stage or monitoring stage or whatever level you are, when something is not good, you have to re-evaluate. That can bring corrective or preventive operational work. When it comes to corrective and preventive, now you start finding more resources needed. When I say more resources, what kind of resources? We don't know. That's what you did evaluation. After evaluation, you involve in negotiating to get more resource. Don't think in project you will get resource just like that. Oh, we understood you made a wrong plan. Oh, wow, that's cool, man. It happens. Okay, come on, take another 5 resource. No one gives you. Because always there is a resource constraint. When I say resource, material, equipment, supply, people, there'll be some constraint. Without proper negotiating to convince that it is needed, you won't get it. Let me ask this question to people here. Anyone here, when you do a project planning, without you ask something, your company gives you resources? Anyone here?
No.
No.
You have to justify, right? At least justify, not negotiate, justify. Can I use the word justify? These many
Yes.
activities are there. These many systems are there. This is a critical path. This is an agile way of implementation. I need this model of resource. This is how it should be done. Negotiation should be done. Now let's see why others are not there. I heard some answers here. I even saw this is to be eliminated. I even saw other items to be eliminated. Reviewed the bounds of negotiation for stakeholder management. I don't think this reviewing bounds of negotiation will not help in this place, because there's something about negotiation management. We are not going there. Determine the project's ultimate objective after carefully evaluating project priorities. I believe understanding project priority, more than that, understanding what is missed out, that is re-evaluating the objective, makes sense. Okay. I think this point is clear. Ensure that the impact of the shortage of required resources is fully documented. Now, how many of you feel that documentation is also important? I will not ignore it, right? When I have resource not there, planning is not done, yeah, we have documented. But that is not going to support me to take a next step right now. The next step here is re-evaluate, find out what resource to be added. Okay, for coming back here, even though beating on this question heavily, the reason I took this question and the reason put this a bit tougher one is planning is very crucial. When the planning doesn't go well, you may get a concern like this from a stakeholder where you have to reevaluate. Now let's forget this question. Let me go to the impact of this question. In reality, when you make a plan like this, and the resource allocation already happened, work is about to start. Now a key stakeholder raises a concern, there is a problem. Now you let me know, will you be able to start the project on time when this kind of situation happens in your project? If in case.
No.
So where that time will go? When I say time will go, the re-evaluation. Does re-evaluation comes free or it has its own cost?
It has
It
its own
has its own
cost.
cost.
Cost, right? Own cost. You have to incur some cost there. By re-evaluating, you may introduce a new risk. By re-evaluating, there could be new assumptions. New issues could pop up. But Shri, why are you discussing too much on this area? The area here is, I'm not going to drill you why you don't choose the correct answer. We are not going to fight why C is right. The intention here is planning. When the original plan is not good, so whom to put a finger on? It is not the intention to put the finger on, but the point to understand is clear understanding of requirement in any model of project is pretty important. So you save your time from re-evaluating something. But see, re-evaluating is natural. It can be natural if there is an external parameter changes, a requirement parameter changes comes in. But what if we have everything in front of us, but we miss to do it properly? Then we are in a trouble. It can be any model of project. Planning should be carefully done. Now, why all this discussion now is why a project manager is recruited for this purpose. Why a project manager should be skillful, knowledgeable for this effect. Why a team should be capable of addressing or asking questions, which is called empowered knowledge worker, for this reason. If this is not done right now, the power plant project would have started by 2024 December. They realize oh my goodness, we missed something, and there is a resource shortage, then we will be in trouble. If this case is a project is an adaptive nature, yes, they can adapt it. What if it is not adapting nature and it is more of predicting one, then we will be in trouble. Anjali, go ahead.
Sir, I have a doubt with the last line of the question.
Mm-hmm.
It says, which two steps should the project manager take next? So is it like because of that I went for D and E. Like first is re-evaluation, then directly they go for negotiation or full first documentation?
I think if we are worried on what to write in the document, don't do that right now. The measure is the project is in a trouble. The situation is not good. When they say re-evaluate, recalculate needs, recalculate, they will not write in the whiteboard. That is also including a process, a document related. Do you think so?
Yes.
So what do you mean by re-evaluate? They do a one phone call, they talk to each other, put in a white paper, write down, then they'll forget it?
No. They
So
need to check what went wrong and everything needs to be identified first.
This is a systematic approach. Re-evaluate, review planned activities. Where it will happen? It won't happen on a whiteboard. It may, but the rest then it will come to the system. So let us not go to the model of understanding. First, open the document, double click it, type it here, not that order. Don't go that order mindset. Think what is productive for this problem. When they say this problem solving, yes, they did a discussion. When they say reevaluate, yes, that could be a proper discussion happen, documentation happen, planning happen. And based on that, the resource recruitment or needed part will happen. That's a message trying to convey here. Got it. All right, so let's move a little more. Now let's look at this picture. You have a Venn diagram here talking about three things: traditional, hybrid, agile. In this three, which one has a more detailed planning?
Traditional.
How about hybrid?
Hybrid will have some component of traditional and some component of agile.
Very good, very good. In agile, if we go, we know it will have a very less amount of low-level planning. How about a high-level planning? When I say high-level planning, the end goal of the product and vision. Do we have that in all three?
Yes.
We'll have. We call as a product roadmap. We call as a milestone roadmap. Is it possible to have a roadmap for any product, irrespective of the method you follow? Can I create a roadmap, which can I call it as a plan? Is it possible?
Yes.
Possible. Now, the high-level view and the roadmap creation can be further went detailed depending on your customer's delivery model. When they want a single delivery or a multiple delivery, what are the other delivery models we have? Single, multiple. Oh my God.
Periodic, continuous.
You got it. Periodic and continuous. Very good. Nice to know. So we have a 4 model, at least we learned, based on the delivery model, based on your customer need and customer availability. We also decide on how we want to do this, whether we want to go for a traditional productive model, hybrid or agile model. However it is, for any model, there is some sort of high-level planning will happen. And further segmentation starts happening depending on the model you choose. If someone says that in Agile, no planning, then it's a mistake. In Agile, we have a long-term plan, we have a high-level view. However, we will not go granular level to talk each day, each activity, what we will do, because it's an adaptive nature. Now, today I'm seeing good sunlight. It's a good thing for me. Couple of hours, sun will be out today. Look at these tools. Now, what we are doing in planning project is, most of the time we remember these tools because these tools are the one help us to store the information and organize the information. Now, let me ask you, do anyone recognize any of this tool which you have seen in your corporate?
Trello. Yes, Trello.
Jira, Microsoft, Oracle, Zoho.
Wow. Many people, huh? Many are here. Very good.
Microsoft.
Microsoft, huh? Excel sheet.
Yes, Microsoft.
No, MS project.
MS project. Okay. Hey, Excel sheet is not simple, man. It's a tough.
Sales
No,
code.
not like that. MS project also planning.
Yeah. Good. Very good. Nice. Some of us or some of you in this room, have you ever thought these tools are project management? Not now, maybe when you are early stages. When somebody utilizes tool, that's called project management. Have anyone thought like this?
No.
Wow, very great, guys. At least I thought about it.
Could be.
Years back, decades back, when I see somebody using Microsoft Project, when I using Excel sheet, I felt that's called project management. But over a period of time, I understood these are tools. What do you mean by tools, Shri? When I know what to do, I need a place to store that information and organize it. So today I'm using Microsoft Project. Tomorrow something can come in. Look at the number of tools you have. This is more coming in. And now AI has stepped in. When AI stepped in, many of these tools who can't accommodate with the AI will go away. Some new things will come. The message here is these tools are helping us to organize that information, which is also helping us to plan better. Don't underestimate these tools, because when we're talking project planning, we are having a past information to forecast the future. So you're drafting a plan. You as a human being cannot store all in your brain. You have to store in some place, which will also show me these are the work item completed, these are the work item to be done, and what is the relationship between these two, and what is the dependency between them, what should be done, what should not be done. And these tools are helping us. Now, these tools you use day in, day out, which helps you to plan better. Okay. But don't think this is only a planning part. This is just a tool to show the information. Now, let's see some parameters in planning. When you say planning, irrespective of model of project, whether it's a predictive or adaptive,
Initial planning.
any product should go with these stages. When I say stages, don't take it as a waterfall model. Don't take it as a plan-driven model. Just look at a project. It could be a mobile application for a particular travel agency. It could be a power plant project, which I said right now. It could be a chemical industry, which you have to set up the industry in particular area. A project should be initiated. A project should be planned in detail, should be executed, monitored, and closed. This is the phases which I've usually seen it. Now you have to understand one thing, at every stage a plan is needed. Shri, I thought planning starts here. Planning could start for initiating. For initiating, you should know when to initiate. Before initiating, you should have done the benefit analysis, business case analysis, feasibility study, proof of concept, isn't it? Do you need to do all this stuff before a project starts? For that, you need some budget. For that, you need some people. For that, you need some timeline and company resources. Oh, you mean planning doesn't come later? No, planning comes even before that, right? Somebody has to plan. Who is it? Somebody. It could be you. It is not talking schedule management, cost management, it's only planning. The project management starts the day somebody thinks an idea. Oh, I have an idea. How to, that idea, how to utilize that idea, convert it into cash, how to make idea to cash. That's management. Now, why I show the tools a few minutes back is some people, there's a misconception. Project management means if I stay in the company for 15 years, if I write email efficiently, if I fight in the phone call with some people, if I can use Excel sheet, MS project, Jira board, I can do management. PMI is not expecting that. It's going a little beyond that. When I say beyond that, they're expecting you. How do you know how to look at a project as a whole, holistic view? Right? When I say holistic view, the planning could start the moment an idea is proposed. Some companies, a manager will involve the very beginning stage. But if you're in a Fortune and top companies, they don't invite a project manager in the very beginning stage because it is done by the director of the company, salesperson of the company. However, they start talking about what to do there. But why we're discussing history? As a project manager, you should be aware of what all made this project to be successful start right now. When I say business cases, or I talk about the project charter, feasibility, and you talk about benefit management, when you understand all these parameters, your planning will have more impact on it. You know why we are doing this. And when I say planning stage, you define. Define means elaborating all the details. What all details elaborate? It could be all the 6 constraints will be elaborated. Do anyone remember the 6 constraints in management?
Yes.
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 Scope, budget,
Yes.
Yes.
resources,
Budget,
Okay.
resources,
Quality.
quality,
Okay.
schedule.
So first a triple constraint: scope, schedule, cost. Then comes 3 more: resource, risk, quality.
Quality.
All these constraints should be planned to be handled. Come on, man, why should I plan it, man? My company has a people, my company has a garage, they have all these stores. Yeah, you have to plan it. You should know how many people you need. You should know what kind of risk could happen. But Shri, is it for only predictive model? You're talking about the power plant? It can be for software industry also. In software industry, you don't get resources free. In software industry also, there is a risk, right? When the license got cancelled, power supply is not, COVID happened, political procession, building got into fire. Who will handle it? That you can't put inside your software laptop, right? You have to think for it in advance. That planning thought process of what to do, again, I'll come back to the first slide. The difference between animal and a human being is memory. You can recall what happened in the past projects, past situations in your real life or in your company, and you connect to the future. And that person is called project manager, not by the tag manager, not by somebody who's Excel sheet. The reason I'm saying is planning is a pretty crucial, because if this is not properly thought, execution gets haphazard. Is this true? Is it true?
Yes.
Even in Agile, if you do a small level, sprint level planning, there should be some small plan. The plan is not clear, it's a trouble. This you could have witnessed in your life. You go with some family member for a tour, spiritual tour, or going to shopping mall or some place. They'll be pretty more clear. They know that where to do, what to do. It looked like boring with this guy, man, very systematic, man. But try your life without systematically in a place where you don't know. You'll be in trouble. Sometimes it's fun, adventurous. But execution without planning is going to be tough. Even it's a small level execution. That's why even in a sprint, we have sprint planning. In iteration, we have iteration planning in Agile. Planning is needed. However, it is not because of planning everything works. If somebody think like that, it's all going to be wrong. You should have the mindset to monitor it. When I say monitor, the question which we saw right now, do anyone remember the question? Where the problem started?
Planning stage.
Planning.
Who initiated the problem? Question?
A key stakeholder.
Key stakeholder.
during
The key
execution.
stakeholder said, hey, something is wrong. Okay. Do you think it's a kind of monitoring? Somebody's monitoring the plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No.
But see, execution is not started, man. How can we monitor? If you wonder,
Yeah,
monitoring starts from day one. Really? Of course. Don't wait. The planning will happen. Then we'll start the monitoring. Man, let's first do the planning. Then we'll start monitoring. Monitoring is a continuous process. In a project management, it's a behavior. It's a character. You continuously monitor what is going right, what is not right. You keep watching. When you have a plan-oriented monitoring will happen. If not, monitoring is a holistic approach. Have anyone seen in the PMP books or any other books? Monitoring will be kept as a whole cycle, big circle. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means monitoring, you won't wait for a day to monitor. Sir, project only started on Monday. I will wait for 2 more weeks. Next week on, we'll start monitoring. If you hear somebody like that, they're doing something wrong. Monitoring is a continuous nature. It's called human survival nature. The day when you're born, your monitoring skill starts working. That's why you cried as a baby to get a feeding from your mom. Because you monitor, you know you need a hungry, you need a milk, you start crying. It's nature. And that should happen naturally. That's why some people are top in management, keep going high. The reason is they develop that habit of keeping alert of what is happening. It's also called critical thinking. Have you heard the term called critical thinking?
Yes.
Critical thinking is you collect the data analyze it, take efficient steps for that. That's called critical thinking. Not beating the bush in the same place. It's trying to see something different, right? That's a point. Let's not go too much on that. But Shri, why you're talking all this stuff here? The reason is we should understand planning is pretty important beyond PMP examination. Why PMP? Yeah, PMP, yes. Don't think that passing PMP will make you all this more efficient. Yes, it will, but you have to practice. So in PMP is not needed, but you have to practice. Why I'm asking this point, putting the point here is, please take it to your corporate, see how planning is happening. Are they thinking in advance? Are we missing out and we are doing re-evaluation very frequently? If you do too many re-evaluations, if it's an adaptive nature that is how your company, your customer want, no problem. That's a nature you want. But your company is expecting properly planned and still we re-evaluating means our skill sets are in trouble. That's what the management book says. You have to be careful on it. Okay, let's see what I have for you next. There are few things in a predictive model of project. Let me see how many of these words you're aware of. Some of the dark blue or a marine blue color. Which statement you're aware of it? Project charter, SOW, WBS. Have you anyone heard these terms in your real life projects?
Yes.
Yes.
Statement of work.
Which one from your real life project?
Project charter.
All four. Project charter,
WBS.
Plan.
scope of work,
Very good.
WBS, and project plan.
Project plan.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Now, question to you. Is this only for a predictive model of project you heard, or have you heard this in some adaptive nature also?
Predictive only.
Mostly on predictive, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
How about people working in adaptive? Do I have anyone people working in adaptive nature here? Who work in agile nature here?
Adaptive. No, sorry.
Adaptive.
It is
in adaptive also.
You work in adaptive. Okay. If anyone working in adaptive here, have anyone seen any of this in your nature or equivalent to this in your projects? What do you equally seen there?
The statement of work is like a book of work.
Book of work? That's called scope of work, SOW. Isn't it? What you're saying? Now, let me put this question here. How many of you think that project charter is irrespective of any character of the project? This is very initial. It can be for predictive. It also can be for adaptive. Will you agree for that?
Yes.
Yes.
Possible, right? So this is possible for both the way. The statement of work defines a project detail, deliverables, milestones, and tasks. How many adaptive projects have a roadmap which tells what is the whole big picture? Are you aware that in adaptive project also they have a big plan, roadmap, deliverables, milestones? Do they have that? Do they have that? You will not have the same exact statement of work, but they maintain it. They have a picture of what is a high-level view of what is expected. It is there. When it comes to work packages and delivery, this you don't see that. Rather, you see something called product backlog. Now, why I'm trying to show this here is when you say plan, the plan could start the moment you start getting a charter and they start drafting detail in a predictive model where you get the statement of work, where you get the WBS, and based on which you start doing all the constraints here. You can see scope, you can see quality, risk, resource, stakeholder happens. Now, if you work in a adaptive nature of project, some of these parameters won't be there. However, in adaptive nature also, they have a high level picture. On top of that, in needed places, they go a little detail. When I say needed places in adaptive project also, they start looking for how to handle the stakeholders. They want to know what all the resources needed to do this particular adaptive project. In adaptive project, they talk about what are the quality needed. They even talk about what is the risk could happen in the project, right? They may not go so detailed on the scope. They may not go so detailed on how each work will take time. They will not go so detailed on the change management. Rather, in some areas, they spend time. The message here is planning can happen both for predictive and adaptive. Whereas in predictive, they go much detailed. In adaptive, some area they go detailed, some area they keep it open because I know that things could change. It happens. Let's try something more. Look at this picture. Now, this is more on a predictive nature. There is something mentioned on the right side called baselines. Have you even heard about baselines in project management?
Yes.
So what is a baseline?
It's the approved, it's being evaluated and approved, and with which should be referred while we are progressing on the project.
Approved between which parties? Who approve this?
The sponsor and the stakeholders.
Okay,
The customers.
customer, client, or a sponsor. This is a performing company. Performing, they call us performing organization, right? Performing organization. Why, question here, why the scope baseline prepared by this company have to approved by the customer? Why they have to approve? What is the reason behind this?
So
When you
that
make a baseline,
Customer satisfaction.
Satisfaction. When they approve, they feel satisfied?
no,
They
they
are
review
funding.
and check whether all the scope has been incorporated in those baselines or not.
Okay. So point is, when you say a scope, how the scope would have happened when two people signed, when say two companies are signing. Let's imagine case of India. In India, government want to do a bridge construction and they give to the company called L&T. Have you heard about company called L&T?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, this L&T. So they sign something called SOW or a contract. They put a signature, legally signed. After this a contract, there is something called project charter. After project charter, what will happen? They'll start doing requirement documentation. After requirement documentation, what will happen? They will do a alternative analysis. They do a deep study analysis of what can be done. And they create a project scope statement. I'm talking on a predictive nature of project. Contract, charter, documentation, project scope statement. After scope statement, what they'll do? What they will do?
Work packages.
What is WBS? Work breakdown structure. So now what is happening here is they have created a contract, they created a charter, they created a documentation, they created a scope statement, then go WBS. See why I'm doing all this stuff, man? It's the flow of planning. You cannot just plan a work. Come on, man. There is a power plant to be done. Go ahead, do it. There is a bridge connection. Do it. No, you can't do like that. It's a bridge. It's a big, massive project which will go for 1 year, 2 year, can impact hundreds and thousands of people in the life. And also, I'm concrete on what to be done. How you know concrete? What do you mean by concrete? Agreed. What do you mean by agreed? Approved. What do you mean by approved? These two people agree. What they agree? They did a elaborate discussion as per the contract, as per the charter, as per the requirement discussion for the last 3 months between both the party, government and L&T. We come with the project scope statement. The scope statement is made a pictorial representation called WBS. And that becomes a scope baseline. You put a baseline saying, hey guys, at this point of time, we understood this is the work to be done. When you say scope baseline, it is a mutually agreed between both the party. Whenever you see the word baseline in planning, it's about mutual agreement. What do you mean mutual agreement? Both the party agree, this is what we understood to be done at this point of time. But see, why we are spending time on this area now? Why we are trying to discuss this now? The reason is, when you say a planning, without clear understanding of what to be done, your planning could be a failure. So the requirement gathering and proper understanding of a scope is a starting point of a clarity what should be done for a time management, cost management, resource management, quality management, risk management, and also goes for change management. we start going deeper inside each area, the more you understand the detail of the work to be done. In a predictive nature of project, we spend enough time to talk about this for months, weeks, years. In India, we are talking about bullet train. Some people make fun of it, some people are serious about it. There could be a team doing this requirement understanding for weeks, months, years. Could be. They're doing it right now. I don't know. I didn't see them, but I'm seeing that could be happening. If they don't do that properly and make a scope baseline, they cannot plan the time, money, and other parameters. They have to do that in a predictive nature of project. In adaptive nature of project, you should have a high view. You should know the segments of what to be done. The small pieces that can be adaptive, but the big picture should be there. The vision should be clear. The milestone should be clear. The goal should be clear. Product roadmap should be clear. The way you implement, you can be adaptive. You can adapt as the changes comes in, but the picture is the same picture. Coming back to the point, the planning is pretty important because the planning helps you to arrest any revenue or money leakage there, or arrest any risk which could happen. For that reason, we do spend time here. Now, question to people here. Have you seen a WBS personally for yourself? Have you seen anywhere in your corporate, the work breakdown structure?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Which tool was used when you watched it? From where you saw that? Not sure. Excel?
Excel.
Microsoft Project. Okay, nice, good. Let's hit another question. I believe this question should be quicker for you. Let's see your answers in the chat box.
Shri, there are two A written in the answer.
Oh, there's a trick, huh? There's a trick. Now, if you choose a, somehow you get the answer, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for finding out. Keep it as A, B, C, and D. It's a mistake. I'm seeing more A coming up. Now, I don't know which A to go now. First A, second A. People went with the A. Are you going with the first A or second A? Okay. Okay, good. First, let's understand the situation, the question. A company is losing market share. When you say losing the market share, are we in, what is the intensity of the problem? What is the intensity of the problem?
They may lose the business.
It's very high
critical?
intensity. Yeah.
High intense? Okay. When you read the question, be watchful on the intensity of the problem, because intensity based your answer will differ. Don't do a stereotype of answering everywhere the same way. No, intensity is important. They're losing the market share, which means they are in the trouble. Agile team is asked to restrict the number of features of a product and release a version more quickly. Are you feeling the sense of urgency here? As per the Agile books, sense of urgency. Are you feeling it here?
Yeah.
Can you take your sweep whole time and come back because you made a plan to release something 2 months later? Can you do that?
No.
No.
Okay. Keeping that in mind, let me put this way. The second one is B here, and this is a C, and this is D. Sorry about this mistake here. Now, in A, B, C, D, which one you will feel doesn't make sense? Answer, elimination. Doesn't make sense.
D.
D, the increments will be reduced to enable faster product release. Increments will be reduced. Reducing doesn't make any impact here. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay. Then out of A, B, C, can you tell me one more which can be eliminated? Anyone else?
B.
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 The product vision will be updated to reflect a user-driven release roadmap. Updating the vision is not going to solve any critical problem now. That's idea? Is it idea?
Yeah, the vision is already there. Now urgency is created about that.
Okay, nice. So we got a B and D out by elimination technique. Let's go back to the question again. A company is losing a market share to the competitor, which means already some product is there. And when you say a competitor, your product is already in the market or maybe already started. Something is there. The Agile team is asked to restrict the number of features of a product and release version more quickly. Version, they didn't tell it's a first version, second version, we don't know. However it is, there is a sense of urgency. When you understand sense of urgency, something has to go to the market as early as possible. Now let's go to the answers. A or C. Okay. I'm seeing answers given by people here. Now after I made a correction of here. If I ask you to re-vote, which one you will vote? A, B, C, D. Which one you will vote?
C.
A.
C.
Okay. B and D gone out. So I have A and C with me. In 2, I'm seeing A and C interchangeably keep coming up. Let's read it. The backlog will be prioritized. I have to mute some of you. So the backlog will be prioritized. Prioritized of what? To deliver basic functionality in small increments. Okay, here the keyword is deliver. The sprint backlog will be reprioritized to work on the smallest, simplest stories first. What is in Agile? The keyword in Agile is what? Value
delivery.
delivery. Okay. Now in just 2 answers, which answer looks better for you?
A.
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 Okay. People went with the C. What attracted you? You thought C is a good answer. Just understanding.
Reprioritize.
Very good. Reprioritize. I appreciate it. You are going to work on smallest
Backlogs. Yeah.
simplest one. Very good. The backlog is reprioritized and work on the smallest. You reprioritized, but you're working on smallest and simplest stories. Will this solve the critical problem?
No, since it's the smallest and simplest, it won't help.
Simplest. Maybe in a long run, but the point here is the backlog will be prioritized to deliver. Look at this, deliver. Basic functionality. You want to capture the market as early as possible. Let me put up the answer here. Now, what's the answer we are getting? We're getting an answer as A. Let's see why it is A. Releasing a more basic version of a product early enables company to obtain value. Now, somebody can tell me, what is the first principle in Agile? What's the first principle in Agile?
Customer satisfaction with early and continuous delivery.
Full principle. That's a good point. What you said is right. Do anyone remember the full line, or you have in front of you written down somewhere? Our highest
priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software.
Very good, very good. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Is this the right one? The first principle?
Yes.
Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through, how you are going to satisfy? Early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So in exam, when you read the question, be watchful, the criticality situation of the problem, and you see how you can solve the problem, and you see what is the value addition as per the Agile. And when you remember those principles, the philosophy, it's not for the exam, it's not for the books. A philosophy says that something is burning there. What to do? Deliver as early as possible. That will stand high priority. Of course, others also will come, but not now. The important thing is you have to give something, small functionality. If not, it will disappear from the market. You have to go for it. I think that's a competition between Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. They keep delivering something regularly. Then only their product can improve, stay in the market. If not, customers keep moving. So message is, how to arrest this problem. That's what's happening. Now, question here. To do this, do you think some sort of planning needed? I'm coming to that point.
Yes.
Some sort of planning needed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a long-term plan or a quick plan?
Short term.
Exactly.
Short plan, right? Short plan. So you will not have such a time to think too forward and say that let's do this the month of February. Yes, you know. But there is a burning means they say that, hey, I want it right now. So you have to course correct your plan. Even though you have a roadmap, you have to course correct your plan. Get ready, deliver it early. What do you mean by early, Shri? Early could be next week. Early could be March. Early could be May. I don't know. But the word early is there. What is early? Your early is your time to the market. I will not comment on early. Early could be tomorrow morning. Early could be today evening. But that a sense of urgency to understand what early it is, and accordingly you can upgrade your plan. That's called adaptive nature of planning. You got that? What happens in Agile? So messages and planning, when you go to adaptive nature, that's how it works. Now look at this terminology before we close the session today. If you look at here, adaptability and resilience in planning. The English word, what is resilience? What resilience mean? Resilience mean the capacity to withstand. Go ahead.
Yeah, sustain the quality, whatever the value it is delivering in spite of obstacles, or I think
Yep.
that means the strength. Yeah.
That's a point. That's a point. Good point. Good point. The English word resilience means the meaning, dictionary meaning, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly. Recover quickly. Do you think Agile is one of the thought process where we recover from the failures, we recover from the problem, we recover from the mistakes what we made and course correct our planning? Do we do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Right? So I'm not saying predictive is wrong. Predictive is a needed power plant project. Power plant project, I cannot make this kind of work episode. I need a plan. Power plant, it's big, huge, man. You can't do like that. I'm talking about something what we saw as an example right now. Companies are falling down. They need something to be done. There is a room for a change. Yes, you do that. That's called adaptive nature. If you have a predictive adaptive coming together, it's going to be a hybrid model of planning. Now, there is something called a rolling wave planning. Rolling wave. You plan as things come around you. And that's called a form of progressive elaboration. In part of some classes, we learned about it. We'll talk in a different session how it works. But the point I want to throw on you or keep in mind here is adaptability, the resilience to planning. You are ready to recover out of it. And this is what needed. Because somebody learned Agile in your company, because somebody called a Scrum Master exists, because somebody is a PMP certified with Agile, you don't follow this. You do this because for the customer value, the principle number one, the highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software or a product. If you can think from that perspective, good for exam, good for interview, good for the job where you work, which means you understood there is a reason for being adaptability. There is a reason for having resilience. Not because I have a Scrum board, not because I recruited somebody called Agile person. No, that's a meaning they want to understand. That's a philosophy. All right. Are you getting something out of it today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at this picture. This picture, I'm sure you've seen multiple times, right? Waterfall model and Agile model. What's the big difference here? These two images, waterfall and Agile. Big difference.
Iteration nature in Agile.
Iteration nature and Agile. Any other points?
The plan and deploy.
The planning is continuous throughout the.
There you go. There you go. Here you see plan at one place. Here, how many places you're doing? 1, 2, 3. It may go further down. But you will do replanning. You will do corrections. Isn't it? Is it possible?
Yes.
Corrections?
Yes.
Yeah, possible. Possible. But here you plan, you deploy, deliver it. Again, some corrections will come. But the point is you regularly plan. Even though you have a big picture, you regularly plan it. But planning is there. If someone says without plan, somebody is doing, no, it won't work. You need a plan. Could be a short-term plan or a long-term plan. Plan should be there. All right, that's a good job you guys are doing today. Let me see what I have for you. And comes a hybrid model. Hybrid is a bit peculiar. What do you mean peculiar is, sometimes you'll start with agile thought, then you go for a predictive thought. Or you start with a predictive thought, can go to hybrid model. It's whatever you want to go. A hardware company coming with the hardware and the software could happen, or you develop an education system. Education system you develop it in a very predictive way. You know, this is what the education system going to be, an online system or books, whatever it is. While you go and implement in every schools and colleges, you follow adaptive nature. According to the college curriculum, you make some changes. According to the school's details, you make changes. You do that, right? So first you made something and you start doing an adaptive nature. Possible. It can be other way also. If we can start seeing that we are living in a world where we cannot be so tight with what we do on the planning, we make hybrid model. You go for a adapt, predict as per the need of your customer. That's what the message. Good job. One last question. This time I think I put a correct one. A, B, C, D, E. Yes. Apply the technique what we learned, elimination. Criticality of the question, elimination. Give it a try. Even if you're wrong, it's fine. Give it a try your answer. It's an attempt. Give it a try. Very good. I can see some answers. After seeing the problem statement, working in silos. Silos means each team on their own, they work. They're not aligned. When you work in an agile or a hybrid model or any model, silos is not effective in a current world. Current world, silos is not effective. Then, can you tell me one or two to be eliminated? First, tell me which one is totally away in this answers. Use the elimination technique.
Alter the story.
Alter the story size. Based on the size doesn't make any sense, right? Alignment will not happen. Okay. What is the next one?
Use the IT schedule
B.
to limit the features in software.
So A and B goes away. Okay.
D.
The competition is between C, D, and E. Okay. Still, you feel any other thing be eliminated. Then you get the right answer.
D.
D.
E.
But if you break down the granular task, will they not align? That won't work. No guarantee.
No guarantee.
Because of something is
But,
broken down to small pieces doesn't mean they'll align, isn't it?
Here only
Okay.
one team's this one is given, right?
Okay. So what's the answer here? The answer goes to C and E. How many of you feeling excited? Who said C and E? Yeah. You feel that?
All said it.
Yeah.
All said it.
Okay. Common visibility of work in a package progress would enable better. If you see a common visibility, this is called an information radiator. It is a common Kanban board, which says how much of work is happening. I would have given this example some time back. When I give my car for service in countries, what will happen is when I go to the desk where the car service has been given and the engineer would there, they will ask them what's the process of the car. They look at back and there'll be a big whiteboard. In the whiteboard, they will return the car number and say there's a board that tell it came in what day, what time, and what is the status now. It will be written there manually. It's a common visible board. There is a service engineer who works on the service segment. and this is a sales guy who talks to me. But all these two departments are connected by this board. So common visibility of work in progress would enable better aligned work planning. They can plan well what is happening, how many cars came in, what is happening. I'm giving a very layman example, what you see in your day-to-day life. But what we're talking in a company, when you have a common thing which can shared, it saves a lot of time. On top of that, define common milestones. You can see both the word common comes here. Whenever in a question or exam you see something called silos, it is each department working individually. Your brain should start looking into how can you bring them together. Yeah, whenever you see an answers, watch out what can bring them together. So of course, these two words are common, which could bring them together. And that's what I hear, which makes milestones and an overall dependency network to be used from both the teams, which means it brings them together. I believe all did a good job. I can see good answers came up there. Okay, I'll give a stop here. Can you tell me what one point you observed in today, which is a takeaway for you? What is the one point out of planning?
Planning is very critical, and it runs throughout the project life cycle.
Critical. Very good. Nice to see. If a planning is not done properly, what could be the causes?
So it can lead
The
to
delays.
more cost. It can lead to near risk, and it can consume lots of our time again planning the things.
Replanning, reevaluating. Yeah, it can
Rework,
happen. Right. Very good.
It can result in project failure.
Failure could happen. Very good. Very good. Right. Any other points popped up? How about adaptive?
So in adaptive also planning occurs. It's a high level planning, but it do occurs, and it is repeated in every phase of the cycle.
Yeah. Good. In adaptive also we have a planning, but we won't force detailed planning in the beginning. Rather, we do planning nearer to the work. Also, you have to observe, we keep the adaptability to satisfy the customer. When a customer's new requirement change comes in, we keep that flexibility. That's why we keep it adaptable. For that, you got an example. There is a critical situation. We are going to lose the business with a competitor. Now you rearrange your plan. I already have something to do, but maybe I'll halt it, slow down it, or redo what I'm going to do, which means I'm satisfying my customer to some early delivery of what they need, not what I thought. Right? It's a collaborative effort. That's a message. Great job. Thanks for all the participation today. I believe Sunday went well. And if some of you have other questions, please leave your comments and questions either in YouTube or in the WhatsApp group. We will get back to those questions. Thanks all for the participation. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a good full meals, Sunday meals, and sleep well. Time permits, open the books also. Read something about the management. Monday, when you go back to the office, please take a look. What kind of a planning is happening around you? What kind of a monitoring is happening around you? Take a look of it. When you grow that knowledge, it will be highly helpful for your management career. Great. And people getting to the exams, all the best. Tonight will be a happy night for some of you going to the exam closer, because usually people close to the exam, they try to sleep, they can't sleep. It's completely fine. It's okay. After clearing exam also, they don't sleep. Oh, I cleared the exam, I'm excited. That also happens. But now enjoy this happiness. It's a journey, and success will be on your way. Good wishes for the people getting to the exams. Okay?
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Then we'll catch up again next Sunday. See you all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you. Bye.